Sunday afternoon, everybody, and it's not a particularly wonderful day out here, but it's fine, and it's breezy and it's pleasant. But I'm in my workshop, and I've taken the door off apartment 2. So if anybody remembers this, it's not in any way original, but it has some nice features on it, so we want to keep it. And it fits in the room, it fits in the doorway. We're going to have to do some things to it to make it secure. But I just want to refurb it, really. It's, you know, I suppose I could make a new one, but it wouldn't look like this. It look nice, but this got some rather peculiar things on it, and I've sort of, there's a bit on the bottom here. Let me just do that so you can see that bit on the bottom, this bit here. This from the other side looks to me like some kind of cat flap, or it's like a little mouse's hole that they've cut out. So what I did is this is on the tower side, and the sort of cat flap area looks on the other side. So I took this piece of board off and discovered that, which is very weird, don't you think? That is your little cat flap, but it's done with a piece of, I don't know if it's a piece of leather, I suppose it is, and then those upholstery tacks, and we take that off, and there's a nice little hole, which unfortunately some of the worms got to. So we're going to have to do a little bit of treatment. I think what I'm going to do is rub this back, sand this back, and see where the worst of it is, and I think we'll chuck a load of wood preservative over it. It's the, you know, there's no great hurry, but it also had this lovely feature of a handle with the bungee cord on it, which is rather nice, as you see, rather lovely, which I've taken off because, you know, it's not really pleasant, is it? So we'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of the other bit, and we'll get rid of this piece of wood, and we'll get rid of the strange cat flap. So, and we are left with a door with an annoying hole in it, some mashed up ironwork, which I'm going to remove these screws here, sorry, I'm going to remove these nails here, even. Replace a couple of these. I've got some lovely nails that my friend up the road gave me, with a little dome head, little black nails with little dome head. So we're going to take all this off. Then we're going to run the sander over it. Possibly my new belt sander, but maybe just the one that I've got, the normal one. There's some, it's a bit woolly around here. This is all dust from the tower. It's not what you think it is. It is dust from the tower. I've not been doing other things. But bear with me one moment. So, back with the door. This is the salon side of it. Again, a little bit of wormhole. I don't know how old it is. I don't think it's very old. I think somebody's just made it. Put some bolts on here, and they're all steady, they're all staying there, and it fits in the room. But this is really interesting. I like this. I like this big old lock, because look at the key. Look at the keyhole. It's massive, and it's rather nice, and you know, and of a period again. But we haven't got the key, which is really irritating. Lisa, although is determined to get the key, And she's got the great bag of keys that she found many moons ago. And she said, I'll go through every single key and see if one fits. Well, good luck with that, my darling. It's a very strange shape, as you see. So surely, in some ways, it wouldn't be that hard to find. But so what we're going to do is refurb this. We're going to clean it up. We're going to sand it back. And then we'll probably do what we did with the tower door, both tower doors, and just paint it and stain it with that rather nice dark stain, because that's lovely and that sort of in keeping with the tower area. And then we'll probably paint the hinges up black. And then I've got some hardware that I want to put on it. So once we've all done that, my main problem is this bit here. So I've got to figure out some way of inserting a piece in there. It is tongue and groove, so that's possibly a bonus. But I want to insert a piece in there. I don't really want to do anything apart from just leaving it flush. So I'll have to have a little think about that. Okay, so what we did is we cut out the whole square, or squarish, and then we routed some edges on it, and then we routed a block. I had a block of Douglas fir. It's a bit mullered, but it goes with the door. And I've routed the edges of that. Not very pretty, but it now fits in that hole pretty well, and it's fairly flush on the front, and that's it's a patch that we'll put in. And obviously all this is going to be, we're going to sand this down, and if you were painting it, well, we may well paint it with the stain, which would be good. And I can fill those edges and run a little groove down there, just probably with a little saw blade maybe, or just to sort of make it look like it's still part of that panel, part of that board. But that's filled the cat flap, and that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that for a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, so I'm just getting ready for my first day of training for the exam course. I'm so nervous. I'm so worried about this. I think I'm not worried about the course. I'm just worried about not being able to keep up with the course and the language. But I've got Chris coming, a translator who's going to help me. But I wish I could do it on my own. I really do. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm really worried. 3 days sitting in front of a computer, 8:30 in the morning through till 6 o'clock at night. Oh my God, my brain is going to be frazzled by the end of it. But let's see how we get on. It needs to be done.
Ok. Tourneau d'eau de bœuf, c'est absolument que du filet de bœuf. Et ce n'est pas une autre pièce.
Yeah, it's the fillet.
On le tire. Maintenant, ça y est, on est bon, hein. Crème de 4 ciseaux Dijon, pour revenir ligoter. Tout à fait. Glace. Oui. Qui c'est que vous voulez fermer?
Non, c'est tout à fait. Qui royal, c'est champagne.
Champagne. Ça. Glace maison achetée toute prête, ça pose problème. Fromage de chèvre, votre pure chèvre. Sinon, vous ne pourrez pas faire, bien sûr, une salade de chèvre chaud, par exemple. C'est pour ça que des fois, vous avez des salades fromagères. Donc là, tu sais que le chèvre, il est un peu loin. Coque au chambertin. Bon, ça, pour ceux qui connaissent.
Okay, we're Monday morning. Lisa is doing her course today. She's on her first part of the course. They've just had a break. I feel so not so sorry for her, but it's just hard work because it's all in French. It's all over Zoom, so that Zoom's quite hard to deal with. I find quite hard to deal with straight away. And she's got Chris, who's has done all this sort of stuff before. Chris is from Arnac La Poste, and she's gone through this process, and she speaks very, very good French. She's been here for a lot of years, so, and it's all in French, and Lisa's struggling even to, she said, just, you know, understand the basics. Thank God it's not me doing it. That's all I can say. Thank God it's not me doing it. But while they're dealing with that, as I say, they've just had a little break, and we'll go in and check them out. I think they have a lunch around about midday, so we'll go in and see how they're getting on after that. But just a quick update on what we're doing today. So I first off this morning waxed 14 metres of skirting board, which you can see behind me. So that's all waiting to dry, and then we'll rub that back. That's going in the salon. It's 17 metres total, but I've got some areas where we don't need to put stuff, so we'll try and save a bit there. If I need to make some more, I've got another 4 or 5 metres of board that I can rip up and make the rest of it. Yesterday I started on a little project, Sunday afternoon, started on a little project, which is the door into the apartment too. Right, so here's the door. Liberally coated with woodworm treatment. It's probably had about 3 coats. I am going to let that dry all day. So the rest of the day, we're in the afternoon now, so I'm just after lunch, and I'm just going to let that dry for the rest of the day until tomorrow, because I've got other things I can be getting on with. So I think that looks pretty good as it is, but we are going to colour that so it in keeping with the rest of the dark. We're going to use this stain that we found, which is a really, really dark colour. Accentuate the steel work with probably some hammerite black. Again, it's just good to do that. I've got the other bits that will go back on, as you see. We'll go back on there just as a little added feature, and then we've got a big bolt to go on there for the outside. But that's the start of that job. All complete, first stage over, stripped and woodworm treated. So I'm up in apartment 2, and downstairs Lisa is with Chris, her interpreter for the next 3 days, and they are doing their she's doing her license course. So what I'm going to do is just go downstairs very discreetly and film a little bit of the course for you. Hello, little one. Little shot of the cat. You're very skittish, but you've been outside today, haven't you? You've been outside, little one, haven't you? We're just coming down the tower. I'm not going to say anything.
Que tu n'auras pas les mêmes prix. Ah, non, très bien. Donc 500 € en espèces, on s'arrange. Putain, t'en vas faire à 4000. Allez, et puis une fille de 2 ans de prisonnement et 37 500 €, qui, quant pas tromper ou tenter de tromper. Après vous, c'est la viande de cheval, vous savez, pour les lasagnes fenus. Au départ, ça devait être de la viande de bœuf. Et au final, c'était la viande de cheval. William, tu t'en souviens de ça? C'est pas mon héros.
Il y avait des chevaux de Roumanie.
Ouais. Les chevaux de Roumanie. Qui étaient traduits par les Hollandais.
So like I said, just a little bit to see what she's been doing. What she will be doing for the next 3 days. I know she's very nervous, but I have every faith in her. She'll get it done and she'll pass. And then we'll be up and running. There should be nothing to stop us.
Lisa, je t'écoute.
Oui.
Oui. Oh.
Comment s'est passée cette journée, Lisa?
Alors,
Oui, aujourd'hui c'est très bon. C'était très bon. L'information, très bon. J'ai beaucoup appris. Je suis ravie.
Bon.
et je te remercie.
Merci.
Moi aussi, je vous remercie. Ok, ça marche. Bon, très bien, merci. Parfait. Bon, on va passer à Claude maintenant. Hein.
Ouais. Bah moi, c'est un petit peu...
So while Lisa's still doing her course, we've been working up in apartment 2. Putting the skirting on, putting the architrave on, which is all done, skirting's all done. And I've just, where we had the leak, I've just been redoing that and putting in, as you see, you remember the where the fridge was, the little fridge door, and there was we had to redo the top board, which we've done. I'll take all my business off. And we've just done that, and we've screwed it down so we don't, so it's relatively easy to get off should we need to. I've also put in these 2 little side panels either side of the door, so they can be inspection, you know, that's an inspection hatch on that side, this one over here, and I've done one on the opposite side just so it looks like it should be there. But that's one job done. It looks like kind of a piece of furniture that's been squeezed in the hole there, which is even nicer, I think. And hopefully that'll be okay, and hopefully that'll be all right with the governor. We can then put the fridge back, and we can carry on with everything else, making the other parts of the kitchen.
So, end of day 2 of my course, my permis d'exploitation course. It's a 3-day course, and then I've got 1 day for hygiene course. I got 9 out of 10 yesterday, and today I got 10 out of 10. So gold star for me, I think. It's actually been really good. I was really nervous about this course because it's just all in French. There is 6 of us on it, and the trainer. They don't speak any English, so it is all French. Luckily, Chris has been here helping me with the translation. But I think it's been really good for me sitting listening to French all day, trying to get my head around it. It's been exhausting, to be honest with you, because not only am I trying to learn everything they're telling me, we've got the exam at the end of each day, and then trying to understand the French and trying to get my translation when I answer the questions and work out what I'm going to say. It's quite exhausting, but it's been really good, and so much information. So many signs and posters I've got to put out, and there's a lot for me to do before we open on the 18th, admin wise, a lot for me to do. So I'm a little bit worried about that. I need to crack on with that. But good day, actually. Good day. And I didn't fall asleep at all. So got another day tomorrow. Last day of that course and the day of the hygiene. So, bring it on.
Welcome one and all to a debrief
Tuesday
or
night.
after action review of the second day of
My training.
Miss Sparkle Spooner's training.
It's
It's really interesting, actually. It's quite mind-boggling. Do you want me to get my camera?
That's okay. You can do that.
So, it's quite interesting. But I'll tell you things I've learnt today. So, we don't need to buy a separate till. We don't need a proper till because we're not claiming VAT. We don't need a till that registers VAT.
Yeah.
So, we don't need a till. So, that's quite good. There are so many forms that we have got to have ready if anyone comes in to inspect. But I'll tell you about all those forms later. Because I'm going to have to list them all out. We need to next week go and do our insurance. So we need our business insurance, accident, fire, and not able to operate. So if you had a flood or something or a leak and you weren't able to operate, you can claim on your insurance for that.
Right, okay, that's good.
And it's quite interesting because they apparently, Credit Agricole do a really good one, but they didn't stipulate on it, obviously, before COVID, anything to do with COVID. It was just if you weren't able to operate.
Yeah.
So after COVID, everyone tried to claim on their insurance for all their loss of earnings during COVID.
Yeah.
And Credit Agricole wouldn't pay out, and they was taken to court and had to end up paying everybody out.
Oh, goodness.
So they've now changed it, though, that COVID is not included in that.
Not included.
There are so many surfer forms that we have to fill out. So we have to do a surfer form.
What's the surfer?
I don't know. It's a governing body.
Just like, yeah.
I don't know what it stands for.
Like,
CERF.
say URSAF and SACOM and all the different acronyms that we get in France, yeah.
But there's one that we've got to fill out telling them about all of the food that we're going to be serving, where we get that food from.
Oh no, that's glass. That's glass.
Okay, so we bought a load of these lights last week because they were on a special offer, solar powered lights to go around the garden. And one of them's just gone, it's gone. Smashed because of someone.
Them two over there.
Anyway, back to my form. So the surfer form, we have to tell them all of the food that we're serving, where it originated from. So if we're using the lamb from up the road from the farm, we need to tell them where it was born, where it went to the abattoir, the date that it was killed, everything.
Right. What about the beef you buy in the supermarket?
Yep, you have to. So apparently, anything you buy in the supermarket has a has the information on it, and you have to take it off of that and you have to give it to them.
Every time.
So yeah.
Every time. I'll tell you what. I don't think we should bother.
So it'd be good to buy it in bulk.
I think we shouldn't bother.
Do it all in one go.
I think this is it's just too much like hard work.
But so the other thing is
that's a full-time job.
It is compulsory to give a goodie bag. If there is food left on the table that they have purchased, you have to offer them a goodie bag to take home with them. So you have to buy takeaway things for them to be able to take it away with them. Great, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm not responding because I'm flabbergasted.
Well, you wait. We're only like 10 minutes in from this morning. The mayor can control your hours of opening. So, if she doesn't want you to open on a specific day, she could just say you're not opening today. If something else is going on, it's compulsory. You have to offer water and bread free of charge. If somebody comes through the gates and says they want a glass of water and sits at the table to drink a glass of water, they can sit there all day with a glass of water without purchasing a thing all day.
Right, okay.
And you have to allow them to do that.
I know you have to purchase, like if somebody comes in and says, it is a basic human right that you provide water for them.
But so the way around that, she said, is to get the reserved little reserved things that you put on the tables, put them on every table whether reserved or not, still give them water, but it means that they can't sit down at a table and use that table up.
Right.
Because once they've sat down, you're stuffed. You must have all your soft drinks on show, and you have to have a minimum of 10 drinks on show, soft drinks, so that it shows you're not promoting just alcohol.
A minimum of 10 drinks?
A minimum
what would
of 10
you mean
drinks.
10?
soft drinks.
10 soft drinks? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But you can have 3 of each. So you can have 3 Cokes and 3. You don't have to have different ones, but you have to have 10 up there. I don't know why. Who came up with that idea?
You leave
Anyway.
it.
You have to have all of your, so if you're like wine, you have to have what wine it is, so where it's from, so Bordeaux, Bergerac, if it's from France, if it's from South America, blah, 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 whatever. And you have to have the measurements on there. No smoking signs have to be visible outside, and you have to provide an outside smoking designated area undercover. So I was thinking of those sales that we saw.
No, that's
No.
too much money for a bloody smoker.
No vaping inside. The meats, again, we have to display inside. Eggs.
What do you
Did
mean,
know
the
this?
meats you have to display inside?
Well, they give you a form and you have to display again.
Right, I know,
what
you
meat you're
the tickets,
serving.
not the actual meat.
No, you have to display what you're, where, when, and how.
Okay.
Eggs. Did you know that you're so?
Right, and we're going to go to a restaurant after this, and we're
Well,
going
I
to look
said
for
that.
all of this, because I don't
You wait
believe
till
that.
we come to the allergies part. Anyway, the eggs. Did you know that you must never use eggs on the day that they're laid? So you know when the boys bring us their eggs down.
Yeah.
If they've been laid that day, you must
my
never
drink?
use them. Oh, over there. You must never use them, cook with them on the same day that they've been laid.
Because of
Because
what?
they're too concentrated. They lose concentration as they age.
But that's ridiculous, because everybody goes down in the morning, gets the eggs, and eats them straight away.
But you're not supposed
And
to.
that's a load of
Quite dangerous
rubbish.
for
It's a load of rubbish.
You must ask about special needs. So you have to ask, does anybody have any allergies? If you don't ask, then you need to put on your menu everything that might contain nuts, contain
that's
gluten,
fine.
contain
Yeah.
this,
well,
contain
well,
that.
there's a load
so,
of people do that thing with the V, the V on
Yeah,
it. The,
but
the gluten.
he said, it's better just to ask, have you got any allergies or any
Yeah.
special needs, so that you have asked. So if anything happens, you've asked the question. There's apparently 14 documented allergies.
Yeah.
We have to, because we've got rooms as well, we have to show the tariffs for our rooms and the size of our rooms and the payment methods. We have to have an exit plan in all of our rooms in case of fire. Oh, and we didn't know there was a €100 note.
Yeah.
There's a €500 note.
Right, okay. It was good, because when I gave that to Chris the other day, I was thinking, I hope she takes this.
There's a 500, but apparently there's lots of
Forgeries.
fake ones, but you cannot refuse to take it. So what you just say is you have to say, we don't have the the cash to be
don't
able
have
to
the change.
for that. If you sell a bottle of wine and you have a wine menu, you have to put the brand of the bottle on there. If you have employees, you have to show the code of employees. Has to be your work ethics, has to be visible to everyone. If you sell a plat de jour, we've got a plat de jour and we've got on there that they get with it a free glass of wine or beer. You also, it has to include a soft drink.
Right.
Must give a receipt. I've got a whole list here of signs that we have to have inside and outside. Been learning a lot of French words today as well. En fait. They seem to say en fait a lot, which means in fact.
All right.
Or, like we would say, a lot of people say, to be fair, or, well,
Basically.
in fact.
Basically.
En fait.
Yeah.
Etiquette sanitaire. So if we go to the butchers and we buy meat, we have to ask them for an etiquette sanitaire, which is a trace ticket, which tells us where, again, the trace of the meat.
Same as the supermarket.
Brit is noise. Brit. I don't know if I've pronounced. No, brie. I haven't pronounced it right. It's spelt Brit, but brie is noise. Bruit de voisinage is noise of your neighbours. So you have to think about the noise of your neighbours. Bruit de voisinage. fait maison, homemade. So you have to put it, if it's homemade, you have to put it on the menu. Fait maison. And apparently the French really like that. If they see on the menu that it's fait maison, they like that it's homemade.
So that's the only positive you brought out today. Because that's what it sounds like. The only positive is that they like the idea that it's homemade.
You are responsible for stopping somebody from drink driving.
Yeah.
If somebody leaves here, they go and have an accident, and they can trace that their last drink was here, we get done for it, and the fines are huge.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you can then prove, i.e. that you've got cameras up there, that you tried to persuade them not to, then you'd have a defence.
yeah, if you have to say to them, you have to take their keys away from them.
Yeah, but if
Or
you have
call the
tried
police.
and
Yeah.
they've been, you know, and you've
Well,
got
what you
evidence
do-
or you've got documented evidence that you've tried, you did everything in your power to stop them driving, they go away from here and have an accident,
Well,
then you
yeah.
you have a defence.
But you have to, so if you have to try and take their keys away from them. If they don't, you phone the police. But then the other argument is as well, is if you think somebody is over the limit, and you have to be aware, if you know they've driven, or you think they might have driven, if they're over the limit, you're not allowed to sell them any more alcohol.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So what you can say is if you serve a bottle of wine to a table of 4 people and they've all got glasses and they have one glass each and the other one has all the rest of the wine, they are going to be over the limit. But how the hell would you ever know?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. I might ask him tomorrow that.
How the hell would you ever know? And the same thing can be said that you get 2 people, they both have a beer, one drinks the beer, like you take a sip out of it, oh, don't like that, I'll have that.
Give it someone else, yeah.
And you're thinking they've each had a beer. But not actually what's happened is they both had 2, one of them's had 2 beers, and then they order another one, you think, oh, well, that's all right, they've only had 2 beers, he's had 4 now.
Yeah.
It's the thought, isn't it?
It's mind-boggling.
It is, that's what I'm
You
saying.
have to
It's-
put signs up to tell pregnant people that they can't drink, but you cannot refuse a pregnant woman a drink.
No, because
you don't
it's
have the
against her human
responsibility for
rights.
that.
Yeah. It's against her right to choose.
So cigarettes, again, I have to do a surfer form. We can sell cigarettes.
Even
we
on a
know
licence
that.
3.
Yeah, even on license 3,
right.
because we're a grand restaurant.
Right, so
we
you
can sell
have
cigarettes.
licence 4 privileges.
But you have to buy them from
Tobacco.
the tobacco in your local town. If she refuses to sell them to you, which a lot of them might because they don't want you to, you then they have to sign a form to say they've refused it to you, and then you're allowed to go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
but like we said before, is that she's selling them. She's not going to sell them to you at a discounted price.
No, oh no, they don't. No, they don't sell at discount
No,
price.
so she doesn't matter who she sells to, does she? So surely she ain't going to worry
She
if...
probably won't. No.
No, because then you
But-
sell, like you say...
And then you just put whatever you want on
But
top.
like when you...
Okay, that's about it for today.
Well, hey. Well, I personally, I think let's not open the restaurant.
We've got another day yet. That's just one day.
Programme du jour 2.
Ouais, oui, non, mais je sais, ouais, mais moi je me vois au ralenti. J'ai l'impression que j'ai pas trop de connexion.
Non, j'ai une question pour vous. Dois-je avoir un ERP? Ça, c'est un monument historique. Le bâtiment de France m'a rendez-vous visiter et approuvé mon projet. Dois-je le demander de le vérifier par écrit?
Vous voyez? Lésa, je t'écoute.
Oh.
Comment s'est passée cette journée?
Oui, non. J'ai appris beaucoup de choses pendant ce stage. Ça va m'aider énormément pour mon projet. J'ai vu inviter de venir à mon restaurant si vous passez dans la limousine. Merci beaucoup pour votre assistance.
Ok, ça marche. Bon, très bien, merci. Parfait. Bon,
Okay, so we just got back from the town hall. Licensing is all finished now. We've done everything, passed everything. We've got our hygiene certificate. We've got our operating certificate. So we've now had to send it all to the prefecture via the Mari. So we've just gone to see the mayor, hand in all the documentation. She sent it to the prefecture, and we should receive our licence in about 14 days. Now, there's a lot for us to do before we open. Lots of signage we've got to do, lots of admin to do. Yeah, lots of things to do, but at least it's done. It's all finished with. Really pleased with that. Really glad. We've gone for a licence 3, license 3. There is actually 4 licenses, because I think 3 and 4 have now been duped together. Or is it 2 and 3 have been duped together? But anyway, license 3 means that we can serve any alcohol up to 18%. We can still serve spirits like cognac, things like that, if it's served after a meal at the table. We can't serve it, i.e. as in a bar where somebody just comes to have a spirit and a drink. It has to be served with a meal. So we can still serve spirits, but it's only with a meal. Yeah, so we're good to go, I think. But we're now at Friday. It takes 14 days for the licence to come through. So we are kind of quite thin, because we have literally 14 days before the 18th, the first event with the mayor, the opening day. So fingers crossed it comes through. Let's just hope for the best. But now we've got to crack on with some cleaning, because we've got a guest staying tonight and tomorrow night, Pete. So yeah, better get on and have a bit of a clean up. It looks great.
Right, prestige.
So, Ted's just finishing off the door. It looks great, baby, considering what it looked like when it came off.
Does look nice, doesn't it? Just, the hinges, I've done nothing with the hinges, but I've got to spray this up, because this is on it. This is grey, isn't it? No, I guess they do it grey so you can spray it any colour you like.
I didn't even notice it was grey.
As always, the French love a bit of plastic and I love a sticker. They do love a bit of plastic and they do love a sticker.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, you know, it's come up lovely, isn't it, really? And we're just trying to get this on so you can, so it sort of matches the other one, really. It's a nice little project.
Yeah, it's come out good. So what else have we got to put on the inside? The
So the bolt's got to go on here. So the bolt, and then the other bolt's got to go on there. So this has got to go on here. Wherever that, I don't know yet until I put the door back where that's got to go, and then I've got to drill the hole so it goes into the wall. Because this is the thing is finding something that, you know, is sort of in keeping, but also will work directly into the stone, because the doorway is so small. It's not like we can put a framework in it to put a regular lock in there. So our idea is that we're gonna, bit quirky, we're gonna have this nice bolt here, which is lovely, and probably for a garden gate. But I think what'll be nice is that we'll have a padlock. We'll have a padlock for this, and you know, obviously, you know, people can leave the padlock on the latch, or they can, you know, and we'll have 2 keys. So you know, it's a key to a door, or it's a key to a padlock. It doesn't really matter, does it? It's not like you got to take the thing with you.
No, and we've found a nice sort of antique-y looking padlock, haven't we?
Yeah, there's a company in England, I think it's in England, but they're called Ironmongery World, and they do such lovely stuff, really, really lovely stuff. But unfortunately they don't ship to France, so we've got to utilise our contacts
So what we're actually doing, isn't it?
in the former European state of England.
We are sending the padlock to Pete and Debbie, who will be coming out here to stay on the 20th of September, I think it is.
Yeah.
So we're going to send them their own lock that they have to bring with them
So that's the
to
thing.
lock their door.
And if they don't bring it, they won't be able to lock the door.
That's quirky, isn't it?
I think that's a really good idea that we should do all the time. So if anybody comes to stay, we send them their own lock.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's quite funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back when it's completely finished and back on.
Yeah. So we'll have to go up there and put it on because we'll have to do this. But then you can come and have a look when the door's back on and it's in place.
Okay, baby.
But yeah, I love these little nails that my good friend Ian gave me. They're little dome head black or sort of gunmetal grey nails. It's just lovely to have, and they just look so cool on there. It's a shame I can't do some hand cut nails in there, but I shall do my nice big bolts for those.
Yeah. Cool.
Please don't foul on me. Oh.
Works.
Well, yeah.
So, door's all done. From the outside. And we have a nice latch. I think it looks great considering what it looked like before, and that Ted's been able to save the old door, which is brilliant. From the inside, kept all the old fixtures. You can hardly see the little cat flap now, and it's got a nice big bolt to lock yourself in. Brilliant. I think he's done an amazing job. That looks fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
20.2, week 20 of year 2, and this one is now a licensee. Yes. Looking good. I'm really proud of her. I'm really proud of her because she sat through 2.5 days of doing all that and got 10 out of 10, or 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and then she passed. Fantastic. Massive thank you to Chris
for helping us out, and also got our hygiene licence as well.
Hygiene licence.
So we are now all ready to rock and roll.
Yep. A nice little job done with the apartment door. Fantastic. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We have had a little bit of a downtime because we have a guest.
We do have a guest. We have Pete over staying for a couple of days, who's looking for a house for him and Debbie.
Hello, Debbie.
Hello, Debbie. And hopefully we found it today.
Well, we things are really looking promising for them.
Yeah.
And we wish them all the luck in the world.
Pete and Debbie are actually back with us, both together, in a couple of weeks. So we'll probably do a vlog with them.
Yeah, I think
introduce you to Pete and Debbie.
The poor people will get a camera thrust in the face.
Yeah.
Because that's usual. That goes without saying.
I'll let him off this time. But anyway,
going forward, we have got 2 weeks to get this place ready to do the opening on the 18th of September for the Mayor's Patrimony Days. So I've got a lot of admin to do, haven't we?
Yes.
A lot of admin, a lot of advertising to do. I've got lots of signs to put up.
Somebody did say about me doing some accounts next week.
Yeah, got to do some accounts. So we're actually going to take a couple of weeks off of videoing, I'm afraid. We will still do videoing, but we won't put any vlogs out because the editing takes me quite a long time. So we will be back. What date will it be? So
It will be
the weekend after the 18th.
Yeah, so it'll be the 20th, but then that is when Pete and Deb are coming out for.
No, so it'll be the Sunday will be the 26th, something like that.
26th,
the Sunday,
so
25th, 26th, something like that.
3 weeks.
That will be the next vlog. Now,
Yeah.
you can still catch up with us on the Facebook page and on its Instagram. We'll still put some bits on there, some updates of what we're doing. But the next vlog will be then. So I'm afraid you won't see us for a while. Patrons, don't you worry. We will still be doing all the behind the scenes, all the live stuff and all the unedited versions. So you still get all your videos. But you guys,
the general vlogs,
subscribers, I'm afraid we won't be back for a few weeks because we have got to make sure that we are up and running for the Mayor's Patrimony Days.
It's really important.
Really important. So, but you will get to see everything as soon as we come back. Yes, they will busy. Yes, they will busy. But
you want to see the best is cheering.
Stay safe, everyone. Love to all, and take care. And we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you. Like it and subscribe, and thank you so much. And we'll see you real soon. See you real soon.
Bye. Bye. We would like to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters, from our patrons to our GoFundMe donors, the people that are buying us a coffee on Go Buy Me a Coffee, and you, our subscribers, each week watching the adverts for us to give us a little bit of income each month. Even if it just adds up to a bag of sand, it all helps. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
much more. Always really knew what I was looking for. someone to fight.